Hello everyone. I thought to start a tips and tricks series wherein I will be talking about very common problems which we are facing in today's world with respect to the RAG pipeline. And the very first one which I'm picking is correct content not extracted. So what happens is you have your data up to date, you have your content, but still when you are querying using the LLM, you are not getting the response as expected. Maybe you are getting some fake responses or you are getting some irrelevant or half information, whatever. But let's understand this problem statement in much better way. So this statement or these lines I picked it from a research paper, 7 failure points when engineering a RAG system. And what it says is answer is present in the content but model fails to extract that, which is like a very common problem these days. And typically this occurs when there is too much noise or contradicting information in the context. So I hope you agree with these two lines. So let's understand what are the solutions or what we can do to get rid of this problem. So definitely we cannot resolve this 100%, but at least we can improve our system to certain level. So these are the proposed solutions. The first one is the prompt compression. Now, before I get into this, let me clear that I'm not going to do deep dive into these because this is just a tips and tricks part and I will just provide you the pointers. So if you want to understand more about these, let me know in comments and I will come up with a separate video on each of these. So coming on to the prompt compression. So prompt compression is a way in which we will compress our contextual information before passing it to the LLM. So what I mean with this, let's say you extracted top 5 results. Now under those top 5 results, your data is very huge. Now we cannot pass those entire 5 results to the LLM. So what we can do is we will just compress this. And for compression, there are many different ways, but the one which is quite popular is long LLM lingua. And if you want to implement this compression, then you can use either LangChain or Llama Index. Both of these libraries have this implementation. And the next thing is the data cleanup part. So whatever data we are giving is of good quality, then only we can expect the great responses. So if data is bad, definitely we cannot expect the much out of our system, no matter how well we build our pipeline. So I would recommend you to consider data cleaning process as a prerequisite for your RAG pipeline. And there are many strategies which you can incorporate. The first one you can say is the remove irrelevant data. So when I'm saying irrelevant, it means any data which could not be very helpful in our responses. So let's say special characters. It could be your stop words like the, and. So these are the words which are very much used and sometimes it is not useful to pass to the LLM because it will unnecessarily increase the token length. Another example would be the HTML data. So if you are considering HTML data as your input, I would recommend you to just get rid of HTML tags and extract the plain text out of that before passing it to the LLM. Then next thing is you can rectify the typos. So it includes like you should remove all the spelling mistakes or rectify all the spelling mistakes, all the typos and even the grammatical errors. Because nowadays like you need not to do this step manually. Because nowadays there are many tools available in market which will do spell check as well as grammar check for you. So I would recommend you to just use those tools, push in your data and come up with a clean and complete data. The next one is the remove duplicate data, which is again a very useful tip. And the last one, which is my personal favorite, is using libraries like unstructured IO. So I have already spoke about this library in I believe 2 of my videos, but let me quickly pull some examples from the documentation and we can understand what and how we can use this library in a data cleaning process. So if you will look at the first snippet, so these snippets I have pulled directly from the unstructured IO documentation, and what it says is, so in the first snippet here you can see I'm calling replace Unicode code. So what it will do is it will just replace those Unicode characters from this particular string. So x80, x99 will be removed. Coming on to the second one. So it is also doing the same thing, but here I'm using the apply function. And what apply function does is it will take care of your cleaning part without instantiating the new element. So what we are doing is we are creating an object called element in which we are passing our text having some Unicodes, and then we are calling apply function on that particular object, and that's it, and we are done. Now, when we are talking about this cleaning function, it is just, if you will notice it, it is just taking a string and spitting out the string. So it's like string input and string output thing. So it means that we can easily use this function to call our own custom functions. So in the third example, which is actually useful for us, is what we are doing here is we are creating a variable remove citation, and it is just some regex expression in which we are saying that whenever a number is between 1 to 3, get rid of it and remove it by, or replace it with space. So remove citation is now having a function which is working on this regex, and what we are doing is in the apply we are just passing the homemade function, or the function which we just created. So this is another use case where you can create your own function. So it's not necessarily that you can use the inbuilt function, but you can come up with your own logic to clean up the data based on how your data looks like, because it's not like every time you will get number 1 or square bracket. You may have some special characters, or you may have some other kind of things which you want to remove it. So you can just create your own function and pass that inside the apply, and we are good to go. So I hope you will find both of these steps useful, and do let me know in comments what all other problems you are facing with your rec pipeline, and I will try to provide you with the solutions. Thanks for watching.